Welcome to the Mandcave, the only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except the same name, and one of whom makes the other one want to barf all the time. I'm Mandy Kaplan.
I'm Mandy Fabian. Every week we try to make each other throw up and annoy each other with colloquialisms that the other doesn't like, and we argue over movies and books and television. You know the drill. Grab your couch. Let's get to it.
Grab your couch. Grab it.
We're going to grab it today.
It might get away.
Let's wait a minute, cut this shit.
Have I shared my couch knowledge with Andy's yet?
I think couch
we?
and the white couch and the...
Okay, great, good. I just didn't know. And it's so important. It's such a public service announcement, guys, you know?
I think you're the only human being who would get a white couch with dogs and kids.
Fuck.
I do. I think
Son
you're the
of
only
a
one.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I know. I'm an asshole. And I went like 8 weeks without doing it. And then I just got sucked in, you know? It's the staging. Here's another tip. Don't buy a house that's staged with nothing in it. I don't know if we have a lot of real estate mavens out there listening to us, you know? Presumably, it would only be our fandies who can afford the $5 a month.
Right.
You know, like our who are real estate mavens.
Yes.
But this is good information for everyone. Like, don't get sucked in with the staging. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Did you know, speaking of fandies, did you know fandies get their episodes a week early? In addition to bonus content and all our pre-shows and birthday messages, they get their episodes a week early.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That is a lot more massage time. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody wanted to become a fandy.
Yeah. Mandcave.com/fandy.
Uh-huh. And what did you just come up with to offer new fandies and existing fandies?
Oh, yeah. Guys, this is great. So you all know, like I was ordained as a minister.
Yes, Rep.
Big deal. Thank you. So Minister Mandy had the thought we are going to offer up 15 minutes of office hour time because, I can give spiritual wisdom. Obviously, I've read all the books that Mandy hates. And Mandy was born to give unwanted advice.
Life hacks.
Or wanted advice. So if to our fandies and anybody else who wants to become a fandy, 15 minutes of office hours for Minister Mandy and Magic Mandy. And we do, we get to Zoom. So you also get to see our faces and decide who's prettier and who's smarter.
Yes. To be clear, Magic Mandy does not imply that I will be taking off my clothes or dancing.
Or performing magic.
Now, I'm not saying I won't.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's not a guarantee.
Yeah. Well, legal makes us say that, doesn't it? Our legal department's real strict, but you guys know what's going to happen.
You know, the Mandcave is a production of True Story FM, but I think it should be a production of Purple Door Productions because I painted my door and now the fandies could see it. It's...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You love that door. It's a great door. It reminds me of, I didn't tell you this. I did not tell you this. Something you just said reminded me of that. Not the purple door, but something you said before. My purple Only Fandies sweatshirt that I have.
Yeah.
Apparently my daughter wore it to school.
Oh, boy. Well, all it says is Only Fandies, so kids wouldn't know what that's a reference to.
No, but kids do is they go, what's Only Fandies? To grown-ups who might know what OnlyFans is.
So that's twice you've exposed school children to our off-color humor.
Making the world a better place. Hey, we are recording this on MLK Day.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's it'll come out too late. That's too bad. I just realized there's this challenge. There's a kindness challenge. I think you can only do it on MLK week though.
And I fail already.
What? What? Just the advice? That's all you've got to offer?
I'm just too judgy and bratty to be to win a kindness challenge.
Well, so I'll win.
Okay.
I've already won just by mentioning this. You're really not supposed to be kind outside of the week of MLK Day, but let's, if you want to, join me and we'll do a kindness challenge together the week after MLK Day because we're outliers and rebels.
I like it.
Yeah.
I approve. Mandy Kaplan approves this message. I watched something that you can't and shouldn't watch, but I would like to talk about it with the listeners. And that is a movie called The Menu, which I will now refer to as The Mandu.
Okay.
Have you heard of the menu?
I have.
Yes, very zeitgeisty.
Okay.
And for my work, I'm currently watching a string of horror films.
Okay.
And the menu was top of my list.
Okay.
I would love it if people would reach out on Discord, mandcave.com/Discord, to talk about the menu. It was pitched to me as a ensemble horror comedy. When you look it up, it says horror comedy. There's nothing funny about this movie.
It's not even like super deep cut, dark comedy, like maybe like Mike White.
Well, no. I mean, maybe like Mike White, but look, if something makes me go, oh yeah, that's a funny observation. That's not funny. That's not comedy. Yeah. That's thought provoking. So it is a commentary on society. Somebody called it like a parody of horror movies because the concept is so ridiculous, like a fancy restaurant where the menu is death. Like, but it's not a parody. It's not like Scary Movie, which is a parody, which I thoroughly enjoy. So I just question how it was sold, how it was marketed. I still don't know if I liked it. I don't think I did. But
okay. Did you hate it?
No, I didn't hate it. But it also made me deeply sad. It was a very sad movie. And I'm like, no, you said it was a horror comedy. And I'm watching a bunch of these. And there are horror comedies that I'm laughing out loud at because they're
really
over the top, just ridiculous humor. Oh, Ready or Not.
Oh, okay.
Heretofore called Mandy or Not. I loved this movie. Friend of the show, big Fandy, Tommy Metz suggested I watch it for research for my work. And tonally, spot on. You're on the edge of your seat and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Oh, this is so scary. And then you burst out laughing because
my God,
it's just really well done tonally. So
I love that.
Watch Ready or Not, watch the menu, reach out on Discord to discuss.
Okay, great.
Okay. That was did you do any watching or reading or ingesting of anything you need to talk about before we talk about our movie at hand?
Yes. God damn it. Yes. I have a problem and it's called White Lotus.
Oh, no, not a problem.
Oh my God. I mean, we agree on that, right? That means it's perfect because we agree it's incredible.
It's actually called White Mandy Lotus. I couldn't do it with that one.
Jesus Christ. White Mandas. White Brodas. Okay. Anyway, we're not bros. Yeah, no, I am completely obsessed. But it's interesting. I have a little bit of that like, oh, I was just about to have an orgasm. What happened? Because I was watching the 7th episode and I thought it was 10 episodes. So like halfway through episode 7, it feels like we're starting to wrap things up in a way that's not satisfying to me. I'm like, no. I have all these theories about what I'm going to see in the next 3 episodes. What's happening? And then it ended after 7 episodes.
Oh, so you have seen it all.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop. I mean, that is truly one of those shows that I can't, it's 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, 12 at night. And I'm like, I can't stop watching.
No.
I mean, until I'm like falling asleep, walking, I can't. Yeah.
Coolidge
it's amazing.
On a boat with a gun is one of the most gripping.
That's a spoiler, guys. That's a spoiler.
Oh.
But yeah. No,
well, White Lotus, all the episodes aired a couple months ago, so I feel like it's okay to talk about.
Was it a couple months ago?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Riveting. I mean, just riveting and stunningly beautiful and makes me want to go to Italy so bad. Hey, I think we should work real hard this year on getting this podcast up, like really harnessing our resources so that we can do our tour and we'll start in Italy. Okay.
I love Italy.
Off the top of my head. It has nothing to do with the fact that White Lotus is so beautiful.
And I told you that their tourism is off the charts. Like that hotel is booked for the next century. And
is that right?
Sicily is seeing a tourist spike. Oh, yeah. It's doing
You didn't tell me.
Oh.
Well, of course it is. Yeah. I mean, look at those amazing hookers. Those are nice hookers. Right?
They were some of my favorite characters.
Yes.
When in an ensemble, you're always like, oh, no, don't go back to that story. I don't care. Move on to and I loved the hookers. I did.
Of course you did, with their big eyes and their pretty little smiles. And it's way better hooker story than you get in the States. Like I'm
so glad you said smiles. I'm I started
I'm
to
not
feel
a pig.
a little uncomfortable. Okay. Now,
Can you imagine the way the one had that curve of her hip and the, you know? Yeah. No, I'm obsessed with it. I'm truly obsessed.
It is
also
worth the ride.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the next thing I dive into, I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be the thing that
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. But it's been a great week for content and, new recipes. I'm a single mom. Patrick's off shooting a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been cooking a lot and I'm very proud. I made a pad thai, with a peanut sauce.
Uh-huh.
And I made a veggie enchilada that knocks your socks off.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm crushing it. Yeah. Although I'm going to have to tell my daughter that she can't have cereal anymore unless she finishes her whole plate. She's decided she's not going to eat any vegetables at all. But she's not said as much, but she eats around every vegetable that I include in everything.
Uh-huh.
Which, like, a vegetable in a veggie enchilada, right? You're like, stop it.
Right.
That tastes like enchilada. Eat that.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to start controlling what she eats.
All right.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Have her visit. Yeah. Have her become a Fandy and get that 15 minutes so I can tell her what to eat. I would enjoy
Great
that.
Call.
And I'm taking your girls for lunch today and I will get vegetables into both of them because I don't know which daughter it is.
Yeah. No, it's the lanky one. It's the tall one.
Well, they're both taller than me at this point. They are revolting children. Yes.
They are revolting children.
Living in revolting times. Okay, Matilda.
Woohoo.
So, very briefly, my history with Matilda is long and awful.
Oh.
I hate Roald Dahl. I hate all Roald Dahl. Go ahead, at me. I hate Willy Wonka. I hate James and the Giant Peach. I hate Matilda. I hate it all.
Wait, you hate Willy Wonka?
Hate.
Oh my God. I get James and the Giant Peach or the witches. I also don't care for the witches.
I've never seen that or read that.
But no, the book is better, but the movie is like, Jesus, this is just terrifying. But Willy Wonka, really? Okay. Okay.
The reason I hate Roald Dahl is there is a bleak sadness underlying everything he writes and everything, every movie version, everything. There's this awful sadness. Yeah. Willy Wonka is the saddest thing. It makes me deeply uncomfortable to see those grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
I think John Mulaney calls them like old people soup or something, just like in the bed. I can't handle Roald Dahl. So then I got hired to direct Matilda at an elementary school. And I hated every second of the material. And people were like, oh, but the musical, you'll love the musical. I've seen 2 regional productions of the musical, never on Broadway. Yep. Hated it both times. Hate the sadness, hate the bleakness, hate it.
Agreed. Hated it. And everybody was like, oh, Matilda's so wonderful. And I was one of the few people that I was like, oh, I don't get this. I don't love this.
Oh, okay, great. So we actually agree on something. Well,
we do.
I have a note for the director, Matthew Warchus. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. He has fixed Matilda for me.
Oh.
And he has fixed that bleakness. And the way I spoiler alert, this is a masterpiece, a mansterpiece. I loved this movie.
Yep.
I loved that. I said to Casey, let's watch Matilda. And he was like, but I did Matilda. I don't like it. You don't like it. Why are you watching Matilda? And I was like, because I just keep hearing that it's really good. So let's try it. And he was like, okay. After 30 seconds, he was like, oh, wait, this is different. This is good. This is colorful and bold and bright. And okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It really leans into the awfulness of the parents without that being the main. Like, I do feel like the parents aren't as terrible in this version.
They cut both their songs.
Yeah. And which is, it does take away a little bit of the, I don't know, like I personally do think that's funny. And I thought the parents being ridiculously awful was part of the more adult humor of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did kind of miss that. But I agree with everything else. Like, the visual, it is a spectacle. That's the word. It's a spectacle. Like everything he did with this visual prowess that you're just like, oh, I don't care. I don't even care for this song. I don't, and I'm not even really invested in this moment. quite frankly, because it felt a little bit sometimes like this is a musical where they made a song just because they needed a song, and this isn't really moving the story forward.
Oh, sure.
This is actually a repeat emotional beat. But he does such great things with it that, it's just wonderful to watch, and it's interesting.
The
and I don't know how he did
saturated
it.
color, the tone.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, see it, please.
Yeah,
and I hope we don't
it's really
spoil
good.
anything. But so the stage play of Matilda starts with a bunch of kids who are all supposed to be 5 or 6, but they're really probably 11. And they come on stage in costumes and they go, "My mommy says I'm a miracle." And it's very atonal and annoying and in your face. And then they dance around and then the parents come out. The way the movie starts is having that be the inner monologues of these crying babies in the delivery ward, right? They're in their little incubators.
Oh,
so you're just
cute.
hearing these little kid voices going, "My mommy says I'm a miracle," but it's just a baby shitting itself. And it's funny.
Well, the
baby's
baby's actually not crying and is looking wondrously up at the parents. It's funny. You should rewatch the beginning because
they're different
shitting
babies.
and
They're
crying.
all different babies.
Yes, but none of them are crying.
Well, they're all ugly. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. No, but it's like, it just makes it full of humor, takes away all of that like little kid, brash, annoying tone that play starts with, and allows you to just laugh.
Yeah,
and then the whole
agree.
birthing scene is funny. It's not dark and sad and awful where you're like, oh, this mother is a monster. And you just feel like these people are ridiculous and we are free to laugh at them.
Totally. I think you're 1,000% right. Starting off with these cute little babies that everybody looks at and goes, "Oh," like it made me just go, "Oh." So you get from the very first scene that the theme of this movie is, of course, children are miracles.
Yes.
We are joking here. Look at this beautiful miracle. Look at these amazing. It puts you in the hands of, don't worry, everybody. We like children. The children are going to win.
Yes.
And that's,
I think in the play, you hate them initially because they just, their, attitude and this just works. It works.
Well, I think Roald Dahl doesn't particularly like most children.
Yeah.
So everything he writes is a little bit like, it always has people torturing children.
That is true.
Yeah. And but the kids do win. But even when they win, they don't change the world. They win at defeating a couple of choice adults in their situation. But the world is still pretty bleak and doesn't like children usually.
Right.
But this is different. This is really different. I agree with you. I the combination of everything that, oh my God, When I Grow Up song. Oh,
so
really
cute. And again, on stage, you're just watching a kid like in a swing and going, "When I grow up." And it's sad watching little Eric riding his bicycle, which then turns into a motorcycle. And he's like a superhero on the road and he's going to save lives when he grows up. And then the kids are in their like Top Gun Maverick planes.
Yes.
I thought it was so uplifting and full of positivity and energy.
Yes.
And these kids are all perfect actors. And if you say different, I'm going to jump through the screen and bite your head off.
No, they were all great. They're British. Let me just say everything British is better.
Yes. Yeah.
It just is. Yeah. I don't know what's in the water over there, but like I'm fully suckered into the, how they always hire like British and Australians for everything.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. They're just genetically better than we are. No, they were amazing. And really when I think about it, like the kids really were the heroes, like all of them, not just Matilda, even though she's the obvious main hero.
Right.
But like they team up and they, with the exception of when she gets to school and they sing that fantastic alphabet song, which is just a good song, even though it's fluff, right? It doesn't do much for the story, but like it's a really interesting, fun song. And he choreographed it in a way that I was like, really saves it, keeps it from being terribly, terribly redundant.
It's a terrible song,
well,
I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But yes, he allows them to walk through the school in a really aggressive way. So you're taking in all the horrors of the school as it's going. On stage, that song, they're just flipping these cubes to show you letters, right? And all you're thinking is, are they going to flip the right letter? you're not really in the scene or caring about the.
Yeah. Well, it's a clever song. Like, it's clever in that, look, we've incorporated the alphabet into a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the whole point of it. But if you're directing,
so did Really Rosie.
Oh, I never heard that song. Do you want to sing it now?
No, Really Rosie is a show. Carol King, I think, wrote A, alligators all around, B, bursting balloons. I'll do the whole thing for you later. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah, that's amazing. I can't wait to hear what is it. C? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Well, there are some very offensive words in there that have to be changed at some point. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So using film for these songs allowed Matthew Warchus, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name, to do.
Who cares?
To do those classroom doors with the letters and move through a school and show us a world. Mm-hmm. It also allowed amazing flashbacks. So when the Trunchbull is singing about her career as an Olympian or as an athlete, we can see her glory days and we can go back and see them in real time.
Yep.
It's and then she in Smell of Rebellion, we see her like as a young woman or as a beautiful woman. It's just, you can't do that on stage. You simply can't. I mean, you can use a screen, but film is a great medium for something like this.
Oh God, yes, absolutely. And here's the other thing, because it's so visually beautiful and done like a work of art to me. Mm-hmm. Even though some of that stuff it's very weird, right? The headmistress of a school who threw the hammer and that song about the hammer, like, it's just weird. There's a lot of things that don't connect in that story. That's just like he just threw a lot of weird things together. But you're right, with the showing of the visual, I kind of don't care that it made sense. I just was in it. You know what I mean? Like, I just was carried away. And speaking of Trunchbull.
Yes.
Can we just talk about how amazing Emma Thompson is?
I don't care for her.
I could not stop. I gasped when I saw her because I was like, the last movie I saw with her was Good Luck to You, Leo Mand.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Leo Mand. And she's a stunning, sexual, amazing, beautiful, radiant goddess, right? In that movie. She's incredible.
In all movies. You just described her in all movies. In life. If I saw her on the street, I am assuming she would be all of those things.
Yeah. And I kept looking at her face going, what did they do? Did they make her nose bigger? Did they change her jawline? Like, how did they make her this
monster?
This monster. Yeah. She's like a boulder of a woman. Like, they should win the makeup and hair award because that was just a transformation.
Yes. But it's also
she's so good.
Her bombastic performance. Yes. And I said to Casey, like, she has such glee in this role that I think some Trunchbulls miss. They're just mean. But she takes such delight in her meanness and in her cruelty. Yes. The joy. Can we take a break and tell everyone what you're going through? It's hilarious watching it.
I can't even are you seeing what's happening here?
Yes, your kids are opening the door.
I am in a podcast. I don't know what. You want to hear me yell at my kids?
Yes.
Here you go, America.
Here's
everyone's going to hear this.
Hi.
What? You know I'm in a podcast. You cannot interrupt me. What?
So what the people aren't seeing is that as Mandy's recording, her door keeps opening, not because of the wind, not because of Mandy, but her kids are trying to bust into this podcast recording, and Mandy keeps silently giving them the 1 minute finger and pulling the door closed. And it's a joy to watch because she has not lost her train of thought.
Almost. Oh, God.
No, you're doing great. So what did your kids think of the movie, speaking of?
Oh, they loved it.
Right?
Yeah. To be honest, they've watched it like several times. They watched it before I did. Before they had watched it a couple times before you assigned it. But they had a sleepover last night, and the gal who is sleeping over.
I'm going to take a wild guess. Her name is Ella.
Yeah, her name is Ella. How did you know? But she had not seen it because she has terrible parents.
Yes.
So, but she loved it, and it really, God. I think, watching her watch it actually was interesting because she didn't know anything about the story even. Like, I think she maybe saw the Matilda movie ages ago when she was 6 or 7.
Right.
Because we were all like, look, you should read like Matilda. And then we showed them that movie and we were like, oh, God, you're nothing like Matilda.
Right.
Never mind. But But she was watching it. She was like, ooh, she's really mean. And I was taking in her horror at Trunchbull and the horrible adults, the parents.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that he balanced it out with the kids winning all the time and with the kids teaming up, but the kids growing stronger as this goes on, like it gave this sense of like the parents, like the nasty adults, even Trunchbull was neutralized a lot. She was scary, but she wasn't as scary as she is in the book.
Yeah, I've never read the book because I don't read Roald Dahl.
Oh, right. That's right. You don't read.
Yeah.
Roald Dahl.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, if you're going to introduce a child to Matilda, this is the best and only way to do it from now on. Although I know people love Matilda, but I
loved how he incorporated Matilda's magic mind with, now I don't remember actually if this is from the book or the musical even. Did they have the whole thing about the circus performer? The escapologist?
Yeah.
Oh, that was all in the musical? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. I didn't remember it from the book
because it doesn't
either.
work on stage in my mind. Because you're
Interesting.
like, she's talking and then stage right, you see a dude in an outfit and a lady and then they do some dancing and she's like, and the escapologist. And it's like, it doesn't translate. You're like, what am I watching? On film, you can just let her do a voiceover. You can get in their world and feel for them and be invested in them.
Oh my God, it was incredible. It was this beautiful. So for those of you who don't know, Matilda starts channeling this amazing story about an escapologist who's like a Houdini, who is in love with a trapeze artist and acrobat, right? Mm-hmm. And she tells the story and she doesn't really know where the story's coming from. It's just like flooding into her brain. And then it turns out at the end that she's actually recognizing the story of her teacher, Miss Honey, who was amazing in this movie. And
Lashana Lynch. Yeah.
Okay. You know who else might be my all-time favorite actress of all time, who I just loved?
From this movie?
Yes. The librarian. I don't even know her name.
Oh, I'm going to get it because she deserves a shout out. She was delightful.
She was so good.
Sindhu V.
Sindhu V. I want to work with you, lady. She was I love the way they dressed her and I loved her little library bus. And I love the way that they had Matilda meeting her in all these gorgeous, fun locations. Like, it was great.
Right.
I was just as excited as she was to hear the rest of Matilda's story. And I loved it. I don't know. I loved her.
But on stage, all the library scenes were depressing to me because they're like just a little shelf of books, a weird, eccentric lady who's too invested in this child. And it just felt sad. In the movie, you're right. Mrs. Phelps felt large and in charge and like living a great life and just really excited by Matilda and her voice. And it was just great.
Yeah, there was way more focus on that than her worrying about Matilda. Because every time she would ask Matilda, she'd be like, I bet your parents can't wait to have you home. And Matilda would be like, yep. And that was really kind of the end of it. But Matilda was in charge.
Yes.
I mean, that's really the thing is like the only time she was not in charge is when at the end when her parents said, come on, we're moving to Spain. And she realized, well, I'm only a kid. I have to go.
Right.
That's the only time that Matilda was not in charge in this movie. She was, anytime her parents were mean to her, she was right back at them with something. Like they were equal. Actually, she had more power than they did from the get-go, which I think is what made it fun.
Yeah. And I said to Casey, like, when dropping Casey off at summer camp, I sob and I can't let him go. And I like, like driving away, I'm crying. These two shithead parents are like, beep, beep, bye. And they take off to move forever and leave her in the care of someone else because they don't care. He's like, well, but you're a good parent and they're bad parents. So.
Well, I get it. She was in good hands. I mean, you can leave your children in good hands.
You're going to leave your kids in my hands in a couple of hours. And I'm excited.
I am.
So let's. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's give it man jobs, but.
Let's give it man jobs. It's not about the movie. It's about something else. But we could talk about it another time.
Okay. Well, I am giving it 5 big, whole, lubed up man jobs.
That's really sweet. You never give anything 5 man jobs.
Very rare. Yeah. If we could have an archivist look back at how many things I've given 5 man jobs.
You know what? Why don't I spend while you have the kids today? I'll just listen to all of our podcasts.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Probably Vacation, the remake. I do love that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
So this gets 5 man jobs and a rim job in honor of vacation.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. A one-upping. I would give it 4.5. The only reason I'm going to give it 4.5 is because I think there's problems with Matilda the musical, to be honest. That makes it a less than perfect. But it was really incredible. It really was. I loved it.
Yay.
Loved it. Yay.
So very quickly, because we've incorporated some of our business into the show, which is my preference.
Shoving it right in people's faces, like on the first date, which I really like.
There are those rim jobs. So Mandcave is a production of True Story FM, engineering, and just the light of our lives by Pete Wright, and music by Ian Post. And we need reviews. So go ahead and press pause on your Apple Podcasts, hit 5 stars and leave us a review, and we'll give you a shout out on the show.
Yes, we will. You already know how to become a Fandy. If you would like one of those Only Fandy t-shirts or sweatshirts that I was speaking of earlier, you can go to mandcave.com/merch. We have an amazing team of graphic designers who are so clever and funny and talented. And you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. If you go to mandcave.com/merch and get some of your favorite t-shirts and things. Is that it? I think that's everything, right?
That's it.
Okay.
So my game today is more of a quiz. Like it's a get to know your likes and dislikes quiz.
Okay.
And I sent you these questions in advance so you could have a little time to think about them.
Okay. What if I still don't know the answers?
Well, you're going to have to work on the fly, work fast.
I'm kidding. I'm totally prepared.
So what was your favorite book when you were a child? And I'm going to answer these questions too, because I have a feeling we'll disagree throughout.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that my favorite book when I was a child was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah, I was a Judy Blume nut.
Me
I loved all the
too.
Ramona books. Yeah.
But I
loved Blubber.
But Judy Blume wasn't Ramona. But Blubber and Super Fudge and Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing.
Really? I thought Ramona was the same as... Oh, no? So. Okay. Then maybe... I know I read Fudge and the Super Fudge, and I read...
Yes.
Blubber was one of my favorites.
And you know how Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret changed my life for the better? I learned about Reuben sandwiches from that book.
From that book?
Yeah. And I
would have thought you would have had Reuben sandwiches for breakfast because...
I do now because of that book.
I just imagined all kids on the East Coast being like, "Morning, Mom. I'll take my Reuben." I guess not. I learned you must increase your bust.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever I think I actually in 4th grade was like, do I need to increase my bust? And I did the exercises that they were doing in the book. And look, nothing happened.
And I was wearing a bra in 4th grade and all the boys would line up to watch me run the 50-yard dash. And I was mortified.
Don't brag, man.
No, I'm not bragging. Big boobs and baby teeth. Okay.
Oh, is that the title of your memoir?
Yes, as I think I've stated that on the podcast before. So, my favorite book was Don't Cry, Bridge to Terabithia.
Never read it.
Oh my God.
Really?
Oh.
What is it about?
Heartbreaking. I'll give it to you. I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
Read it.
I'd love to read it.
Heartbreaking. I mean, it's a real tearjerker. I do love tearjerkers for some reason. So that started with Bridge to Terabithia.
Because you're one of you don't feel anything in real life.
Dead inside.
Yeah. So you need something to make you cry when you're reading. I get it.
Yes.
Oh, fun. I've never even heard of that. I want to, my aunt's favorite book. Oh, that's terrible. Oh no. I can't believe I just brought this up and now I can't remember the title. I know, that's just terrible. It's super famous too. It's this kid who gets a cardboard box that turns into the toll booth, the Phantom Toll Booth.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was going to be a train wreck there for a second. Okay.
Oh, and you got Midwestern there halfway through that. Okay.
We're back. We're back.
I never read Phantom Toll Booth. I'm not such a sci-fi person. Wasn't that more like sci-fi fantasy?
It's a kind of a mix of, it has a message. Definitely has a message. It's metaphors about life and stuff in
Count me out. Yeah.
You would hate it.
Yeah.
You would hate it. I enjoyed it.
I just want bullies to get what's coming to them. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want metaphors.
I just want girls to get big boobs. That's, yeah.
So what book did you... Okay.
I also loved Sweet Valley High when I got older. I was obsessed with Sweet Valley High.
Oh, I've never read one.
Oh, Jesus. You have. It's basically any cheesy soap opera you've ever read or heard is like...
I know what it is.
It's the twins,
yeah,
right? The twins.
I know what it is.
And it's basically like one date's a boy, the other date's a boy, and it's all about them dating boys.
But you have been replaced by Edie McClurg on this podcast. You were like, oh, Jesus. Like, you are just all kinds of Midwestern and high-voiced. I love it. What book did you love when you were a kid, but then you read it to your kids and you were like, oh, this sucks, or, oh, this is politically incorrect now, or what, you had a different reaction.
Yeah, I think it was probably, Charlotte's Web was a real throat punch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, we're all going to sob. This is so sad. I forgot how sad this was. I don't know how I forgot how sad it was, but I did. And then honestly, the Roald Dahl, like I remember loving Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we read Matilda, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Good answer.
Yeah.
For the thing that sticks out to me is when I was growing up, The Giving Tree, inspired me to be a better person. But then reading it I read it as a nanny to the little girl I used to nanny for. And I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. And like that little boy is such a selfish prick. And like, I didn't realize, I guess growing up, I just thought like the giving tree is so giving and yay, happy ending. Now he can sit on the stump. So that's the one I think that makes me go, oh God.
That's so true. I never read The Giving Tree until I was a grown-up. Can you believe that?
Oh, well, no, yeah. I do believe it. It's strange to me that you were reading like Judy Blume. That's very like New Yorky, Jewy stuff. But so is The Giving Tree.
Yeah, I don't even know. We were, I was in a really small town. There were 200 kids, kindergarten through 12th grade at my school.
Wow.
So the library, like word traveled fast that there was a book that had boobs or, like what was that one, Forever, the one about the girl that loses her virginity? Yeah. There were all these books that they had actually put away and you couldn't get.
You guys were burning them faster than you could read them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite movie as a kid?
E.T.
And when you showed it to your kids, what did they think? And did that change your opinion of it now?
It did not. They loved E.T. and I thought E.T. was great. We all cried. They were very sad that the alien had to go away and it was pitch perfect. The movie that I loved as a kid that did not go well was Big.
Oh, it didn't go well?
No, but this is like a couple of years ago. Like I want to say maybe it was during COVID, but so at the ages of 8 and 10, they were just a little too young for Big, right? Yeah. It was a lot of him figuring out like boobs on the grown-up girl and him, you know what I mean? It was a lot of him
on the
dealing
grown-up girl. Yeah. That was just a cute way to phrase it.
Yeah. There's a whole bit where he's
I get to be on top.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was hilarious and fun, but Patrick was a little bit like, maybe they didn't quite get it and they got a little bored. Yeah. Whereas if you know a little bit more, it's all funny. So that was the one that kind of fell flat with my kids and I was very disappointed. But I'm gonna forge into soon Tootsie and 9 to 5 because I think they need to know comedy classics.
Yes. Casey, I was watching 9 to 5 for work and he came in and he usually is like, what is this? And walks out. And he sat and watched about 10 minutes of it. It was the good part where they're like, they've got the body in the trunk and they're driving all around. So he was into it, but I wonder if he would make it through the first half hour of like establishing information before he would get to the fun hijinks.
Right. You guys should know Mandy works at a Blockbuster. That's why she has to watch all these movies. The last one in Porter Ranch. Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. So my favorite movie as a kid, and still one of my top 10, and I know you're going to say, I've never seen it, and I've wanted to assign it to you, is Danny Kaye's The Court Jester.
What? Really?
And yes. And I showed it to Casey when he was too young. He was like 5 because there's like sword fighting. So he liked the sword fighting and he liked the musical numbers. And then he was bored silly when there was story or character or anything else. But then in subsequent years, because I'm a mean person, I'm like, you have to watch it again. Now you're 8. Now you'll love it. You have to watch it again. You have to give it a chance. You're 11. Maybe you'll love it. So he does like it now. And I think, or maybe he's like, no, I love it. Please stop. I love it. But it is just pure movie magic. So you have not seen The Court Jester?
No.
Good to know. Okay.
I have not. I guess we'll see. Clearly you're going
and
to
nothing will change
then...
my opinion of it. It's just the best.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you've watched it several times in adulthood, and yeah. I didn't see it
annually.
As a kid.
I watch it. I love it.
Yeah. Mine that I could watch annually is The Princess Bride.
Well,
sure.
yeah. But if anyone criticizes that, then they're an asshole and
Stupid.
They deserve
worthless.
Walk the plank. Yeah.
Yeah. Go move to Australia and learn how to act. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
It's an odd one.
It is.
Okay. What is your favorite musical and why do you think I hate it?
So here's the thing. I don't think there's any way I'm going to like a musical that you don't. But there are plenty of musicals that you love that I absolutely do not.
Oh.
I really think we got to flip the switch on this one, right? Like, I can't stand Les Miserables. I can't stand The King and I.
I'm not like a Rodgers Hammerstein person. I think that there are some nice songs, but I'm not gonna sit here and defend Rodgers and Hammerstein. My favorite musical of all time is Next to Normal. Deep cut.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, you love it? I thought you would be like, oh my God, it was so sad. I hated it.
No, I loved Next to Normal. No, it was amazing. Yeah. And I would say, oh God, what was the musical? Not 9 to 5. Didn't we see that together?
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It wasn't so good.
We still need to write that letter to Allison Janney and beg her to stay off of musical theater stages.
I forgot she was on that. Oh my God. Avenue Q is probably one of my favorite musicals of all time.
Love Avenue Q.
Right. I mean,
oh my God, we're agreeing.
Yeah. I think I can't think of a musical that you like a lot more musicals than I do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I can't imagine that there's a musical that's good that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dear Evan Hansen, Hamilton, like, oh, here's one you may not like. Did you ever see the one about the Great Comet of 1892 or whatever?
No, 1912, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one that I love, transformed, walked away, mesmerized, and my friends went and saw it and they were like, meh.
Oh.
Hate Follies.
I don't like Follies either.
Yeah, okay.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like this might be our last podcast. Because now we've come full circle and we agree. Well, okay. So my last question on the quiz is, in talking about Roald Dahl, if you bring that up at a dinner party, everyone goes, what do you mean you don't like Willy Wonka? And everybody attacks me, right? Because I'm like, no, I know this is beloved and popular, but I hate it on a very deep level. And world will never change my mind, except Matthew Warchus, who changed my mind about Matilda the musical.
Congratulations, Matthew.
So what's the thing that
you get a free rental?
What's the thing that everybody loves and a microwave popcorn that you hate and that you will defend till your dying day? That at a dinner party, people are like, Mandy, what's wrong with you? Everybody loves that. What is it?
In general, reality television.
Okay.
Real Housewives, The Bachelor.
No, but those
baking
are polarizing things that people hate. Baking shows.
I don't know anybody who hates reality them like I do.
Talk to my husband. People hate reality television, especially the salacious ones that you're talking about. I mean, I have to allow the answer because I guess I didn't specify. But
well, I wasn't really a fan of American Idol or The Voice. Like, I don't like any of those. I don't like any of those shows. And there's almost always at least one. Like, I like Magic for Humans. That's the one sort of, it's not even a reality show though. No. But I really just hate it. It makes me feel like, I have a deep disdain for it.
Yes. I'm just waiting to stutz you with another one.
But no, yeah. Because I can't think of anything else that's really like pop culture that everybody. I don't usually, is there something that I just hated? I honestly couldn't think of anything except I just hate, and as far as I know, all of my friends have at least one reality show that they're like, oh, but that one's cute.
Right.
And I hate all of them.
Okay.
The cooking shows, there's nothing about it that soothes me. I don't like it. I like documentaries. I do not like reality television.
Okay, I didn't create it all.
And you're angry.
Okay, see, now I'm feeling that anger, and I didn't create these things. So
no, I know you didn't. We're cool. We're cool.
Okay. So what am I watching for next week?
Okay. This was actually requested by a Fandy, but I'm very excited that she wants us to watch it and discuss. It is White Noise.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen it?
No, but I know. I actually read it years and years and years ago. It's very...
Oh, was it a book?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. All I know is it's Noah Baumbach's thing.
Yeah. I'll try. It might give me panic attacks, but I'll try.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that. Well, do you want me to come up with something else?
I'm a special gal, and watching things that are like the world is ending and stuff like that, I can't.
Oh, I thought it was like a marriage thing. I didn't know. But you read the book?
I might not have gotten all the way through it. But
well, look, let's not. Okay, well, okay. Let me. We'll do a mulligan.
Yes,
right.
I would appreciate that because no one wants to hear me popping Xanax and crying and shaking, or do they?
Well, this
bonus
Fandy,
content.
This Fandy might. I don't know. Okay. Well, all right. So I will pivot.
Okay.
I can't right now in this moment because I took an improv class years ago.
No pressure. I want you to pick something that you want to see and that excites you. I don't want you to just come up with something.
Yeah.
Off the
and
top
of
your
course,
head.
there are a million things, but right this minute, I can't think of one.
Right. Maybe when you come up with it, Pete will put it in the show notes. So if anybody's following along and playing with us, they can look at the show notes and go, oh, okay, they're not watching White Noise. They're watching American Idol.
All right. Oh, we're still recording.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, then we'll see you next week with a magical mystery Mandy surprise.
All right.
Have a good one.